The first act of one who seeks the way is to abandon the habitual image that he holds of himself. The word I becomes truthful only when it expresses an inner awareness that is not confined by space, time, or power. Human beings must recover the sense of their own reality. At present, they diminish themselves, imagining that they are smaller, weaker, and less radiant than they are. Every thought they think and every action they perform adds another bar to their prison, another veil across their sight, another refusal of strength. They enclose their spirit within the narrow walls of the body and cling to the earth as though it were their only home. It is as if an eagle believed itself to be a serpent and chose to crawl upon the ground, never remembering its wings. Man forgets, distorts, and denies himself. He repeats the ancient legend of Medusa, turning all that surrounds him to stone. He observes the world through eyes of measurement, weight, and number. He reduces life to small laws and dismisses its mysteries with small explanations. He freezes the living universe into lifeless unity and places himself humbly at its edge, as though he were a meaningless accident, devoid of will, without destiny, without light. Yet man stands at the centre of the cosmos. All the burning suns and frozen worlds of the heavens are of lesser value than the smallest awakening within his consciousness. The boundaries of his flesh are an illusion. He is not anchored to the earth, but extends through it into the reaches of space. When he thinks or raises his hand, the world moves with him. Invisible powers hasten toward him in silent obedience. Every ordinary act that he performs is only a faint image of what truly flows from him in divine abundance. He must therefore look upon his surroundings and release them from their petrified state. Before knowledge can be gained, imagination must awaken. He must feel that there is consciousness in the soil, in the water, in the air, and in the fire, and that the so-called forces of nature are modes of his own being projected outward. The earth does not give life to the plant. Rather, the power within the plant draws from the earth the elements it requires. Alongside the appreciation of beauty must come the sense of mystery, a dim but certain awareness of a hidden reality that breathes within all things. The unknown must be acknowledged not as an absence, but as a living power that must be felt and affirmed. This vision requires a particular attitude. It is not enough to understand or recall a concept. One must give it life through rhythm and recurrence, returning to it at intervals until it becomes part of the inner pulse of the being. When a thought is thus presented to the consciousness in a living rhythm, it is received not only by the intellect but also by the feeling. This process is the reason for the deliberate repetitions found in the discourses of the Buddha, in sacred invocations, and in the measured breathing of Hatha Yoga. Through rhythm, knowledge is absorbed into the very substance of the body. When one contemplates the self and the world in this manner, a sense of magnitude and strength arises, which must be guarded and nourished until it penetrates the whole being. Through this discipline, thought is transformed into presence. What began as a mere idea, becomes a living force. A new condition of liberation appears, forming the foundation upon which the higher life can be built. All work of inner growth remains powerless until the shell of limitation formed by the habits of daily life is broken. Even when the outer view has changed, traces of this shell remain deep within the mind, hindering the full unfolding of freedom.